Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the USA visa slot situation, how people have not been able to get slots for the most part, but luckily we have been able to get slots for most of our clients. The way it works is like this. I'm going to be showing you how to actually tackle the issues over here in this video. Okay, the point number one over here is if you look at your screen and you really take a look at it and you understand, okay, these are the VAC slots, maybe you want it in a different location. You choose the location. Most of the times appointments are not available. Even if you want to reschedule your appointment to maybe a better location or a different time, or even if you want to book a first appointment, actually this account already has one booked, but when you press on the next button, there are no appointments for the consular appointment. So how do you get through this? The first thing I want you to understand is do not rely on US travel docs and do not think that they will just release the slots. I know a lot of people who have had to defer their program in fall 2021 to this spring, right now, at this point of time, just because they thought that, hey, look, we will get these slots later on. They care about us and they will release these slots in bulk. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Hey, they may release it, but you should not be relying on it. That's my point, because a lot of people had to leave that term, the fall 2021 term, where they had to take online classes. Were they not relying on US travel docs? I'm pretty sure they were. But they did not get the slots, and that should be enough sign for you to understand that this is a serious situation. So the point over here is you may need to defer your program start date, or you may need to defer your program term itself. Maybe you need to go in the fall session after that. Maybe your university is not supporting that. You have to take online classes. Maybe you have to pay full fee for that. All of that can happen with you if you're not being careful, if you're not really being serious about this. Yes, this is a serious issue. You may find that on the groups, people are just giving you hope that, hey, look, my consultant told me that there will be 15,000 slots, etc., etc. Doesn't matter. Doesn't work like that. Sometimes, yes, it's true, but most times it's not true. So please keep that in mind. Now, coming to the main portion, what is the solution to this? How do you actually deal with this? Let me tell you, the only solution for this is a continuous monitoring of slots. And you guys have to do it together. You cannot do it alone. You cannot do it by yourself, because again, the account will basically block you out. You can do it maybe on your account 1, 2, 3, 4 times a day, right? But not more than that. After that, you start getting the max attempts error message. And on top of that, if the slots open up, if you have the max attempts on your account, you cannot book them either, even then. So I would say never reach that max attempts message, no matter what. And secondly, play together. You have to be together in this, otherwise you really cannot beat this thing on your own. In fact, even when we do it because there's so many people who are registered with us that we are able to monitor on a wide array of accounts, so that no one's account gets blocked, and at the same point of time, whenever the slots open up, we can go ahead and try to book them for all the clients who are enrolled. That's really how we do it. So really, it's mostly power in the bulk. The more number of people, the better your chances of getting the slots. And finally, let me come to the alternative, which has worked very, very well for us in the past 2 or 3 days. One thing you'll see over here is there used to be a section over here where you could change the consulate. Right here under this part, there used to be a section where you could change the visa interview consulate. It's no longer showing. That means that the process has just gotten much harder all of a sudden. That means your visa appointment and visa interview now need to be in the same place. A lot of times it was easier to book slots which were in different places. Now it has to be in the same place only, according to the software at least. And what that means is that it's gotten much harder for you to find even a single slot. So the alternative solution over here, our team has actually seen a lot of success recently with emergency appointments, but there are a lot of nooks and crooks associated with whether you can go ahead and book an emergency appointment. Where should you apply? What should you write? What is important in your case? So all of these things vary from person to person. We of course have a lot of experience in this, so that's why when we are filing emergency appointments, even before filing, most times we can tell you if it's going to be a reject or an accept. And we can actually go ahead and maximize your chances for you as well in a lot of cases. All right. Yes, in some cases you may get lucky. In some cases there may be no explanation also, by the way. Even our clients sometimes get rejects. It's very well possible because a lot of times the consulates don't work in the way that they're supposed to, and there is no explanation. One client with the same profile, same everything, same application would get accepted, the other one may not. It's completely normal. Don't worry about that. But what you can do is you can increase your chances. You can increase your chances by filing it in the right way, filing it in the right place, and really by making sure that you are not making any mistakes in your application, right? So all of these things have to be kept in mind, and we can actually do that for you. If you're interested, by the way, you can check out the ymgrad.com/service page link, And when you do that, you can actually go on to the visa application help. Here we cover everything for you, including the emergency appointments, by the way. But again, for those of you who are doing it yourselves, make sure that you do your research, make sure that you actually interact with other people who have already filed it, because you can only do this twice. You can only file for the emergency request twice, and what that means is once you do file for it and you get rejected, you can do it only once, and second time if you get rejected, well, there's no more chances after that. Okay, so please keep that in mind. And finally, one point over here that I'll give you away from my experience directly is to avoid the Mumbai consulate. Last year, the situation was the opposite. When we were applying in the Mumbai consulate, most of the emergency requests were being accepted. This year, it's the opposite. Mumbai has actually started cancelling most of the emergency appointments, which essentially means that you have to try your luck at a different conference. I know people from Maharashtra itself who we have worked with, and we have gotten an approval in different consulates. Again, it depends from a case-by-case scenario. I can't really say, hey, look, you have to apply to XYZ consulate only just because, you're from Mumbai. No, it actually depends from a case-by-case perspective. And based on that, we are able to tell you what you have to do, how you have to move forward. And we can actually, book the first initial appointment for you, placeholder appointment for you, to be able to actually file the EA as well. So all of these things are already included if you're working with us. If you're doing it yourselves, make sure that you're doing it in a group. That's my only point for you. My only request is don't do it alone, or don't believe you're going to be able to make it alone, to be very honest with you. If you have to do it alone, go ahead, start working with someone else, maybe a consultant, or maybe just try to find some people online who will be happy to work with you, because it simply isn't the kind of process that you get through alone. I know people who have been trying for two to 3 months and they haven't been able to get through this page for months. And I know people who we enrolled on maybe 2 weeks back, and they already have their appointments. So things definitely change a little bit when you're working in bulk, in groups, and that's what I would recommend you as well. It's a serious process, guys. Time to get serious. Try to get as much attention to this as possible. And yeah, with that, I'm going to take my leave. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Updates about the slots, by the way, I will try to post them as much as possible on my Instagram page. So hopefully you can give me a follow over there. The link is in the description. Goodbye and take care now. Bye.